Howdy Australia and welcome to FJ Holden Jive Talking. We're at episode 19 at the moment, and today we're going to talk about accessories and how much do they cost. Now, I'm a firm believer that Nasco accessories are as good as money in the bank. So what I've been doing is having a look at the accelerator magazines that would come out every month. So this is what General Motors would issue to the dealership, and it's just a little blurb to tell them what's going on, happy Father's Day, get things out, have them ready for people to buy, all those sorts of things. Now, with the accessories, there was a lot of markup involved, and not just markup of the product, but also fitting them too. So I note that the really good ones, the bumper editions, are the ones that are around Christmas. So this one is November, December 1956. So when the time has come for this one to come out, the FE Holden has been released. So what they're doing with this newsletter is breaking it up. For instance, with Nasco parts under £1. So there's a whole heap there you can see. So given that's the case, what I wanted to do was just give people a bit of an idea about what the pricing is. So the first one that they've got here is for the fender markers. So this is the fender marker that went on either side of the car, and here we have, what the clamp. So the clamp actually clamps up underneath the guard. The guard's there, and this clamps up onto the lip. Now what I did with mine is I put some rubber tubing in here to protect the paintwork. So for the fender markers themselves, let's see, fender markers M6377, that was 18 shillings and sixpence plus tax. I'm not going to say the plus tax for everything, but anyway, that's what they were. Dash rack M31152. So this is the sticky one, goes on the dash. It's 6 shillings. I'm not quite sure what the old money's worth. I'd have to talk to my mother-in-law. I remember when the new currency came in. I was a baby, but anyway, it was Valentine's Day 1966, and I think it was a ratio 2:1, the old money for the new money, after Robert Menzies had the referendum to see whether we were going to call it a dollar or a buck or a royale. So anyway, put the money aside. I'll just tell you what they cost in pounds of the day. So that was that one. That's the dash rack done. Now the next thing is the backing lamp. So the reverse lamp. So this is a universal accessory. So you can see the actual side view of it. Now I'm going to channel my dear old dad here, and I'll put a grommet in there to make sure that anything that's got a wire through it has a grommet. But I would suggest that this would go on a sedan. The boot would be here. So if this is on the back, facing backwards obviously, the boot would be here and the handle's over here. So this would mount on the stone guard, on that flat surface of the stone guard. Bolt, washers, nut, probably some form of bracket that would go through and just make it sturdy underneath. I'm going to be using it on my panel wagon, so I'll be doing some funky things with that. But I built this off Early Holden Parts, EHP, so thank you, Pauline and Jared. Another really good little item that I'm super duper happy with, so that'll be going on mine, so can't wait for that. Next cab off the rank for us is a little thermometer. Oh no, sorry, let me just quote the price for that. The price for the backing lamp, they say, well made with attractive plated finish, throws a good wide beam for safer backing at night. Part M11938, 12 shillings. So 12 shillings for the backing lamp. Now the thermometer, they're saying handy and accurate temperature indicator for car, home or office. Easy to read, fits with a suction cap. Well, I've got a couple. I've got a green one and an ivory one, and I've never seen one in a home or an office, so I don't know what they're talking about. Price-wise, they're saying, let's see, 8 shillings and sixpence. I'm finding with a lot of old things, the rubber, the suction cap, just perishes. And like, look, I know it's been sitting in a box for umpteen number of years, but putting that aside, I'll just have to get a new suction cup for this and clean it up. I'll probably use toothpaste as a nice little abrasive just to keep it clean and clear and get it right. And then I'll put the I'll use long nose pliers and get that little plug out from inside there, so that's fine. And then I'll just determine whether I use the green one or whether I use the ivory coloured one. So that's the thermometer, 8 shillings and 6pence. Now the other one is for the Selffeed battery filler. So these are all under £1. This is how they're described here. So under £1 Selffeed battery fillers. So that's, let's see, the 6-volt one is M31164. So it's 9 shillings and 2 pence. 9 shillings and 2 pence. Now with this one, they're saying coarse thread. So that must be to match it up with the General Motors battery of the day. So they're saying coarse thread. So that must be what they're considering to be the coarse thread as such. So this would, you know, go into it. There would be 3 of them. Oh, I've got 3, and they would go. The 3 of them are on top of each cell of the battery. They'd be full of battery acid or distilled water, and as the battery drains down, well, the fluid that's in here would actually just go down to the battery. So look, great little thing. It probably, if nothing else, looks better than it actually does. But anyway, I love all the little knick-knacky things like that, so that's perfectly fine as far as I'm concerned. So I'll just put the Selffeed battery fillers there, so that's good. Now, there are 3 types of exhaust extension, and they're type A, type B, and type C. I've got A and C. This is the C. Now, this is just a garden variety one that I've shown subscribers before. Nothing flash about it. I haven't, you know, it's got a little dent there, so I haven't knocked that up yet. I haven't even cleaned it all out yet, but I'll give that a hit with kerosene and whatever else, and it'll you know, it's farm fresh at the moment, and I'm happy with that. But for type C, it's saying finished in gleaming chrome, deflects gases away from the rear bumper completely. It's a universal part number M31755, and that is 13 shillings and 6pence. And it's also got a note there, and it says Nasco tubular exhaust extensions are also available in 3 sizes to suit most vehicles. So that just goes with what I was saying, the A, the B, and the C. So that's perfectly fine. Now don't forget, as good as money in the bank when you're buying Nasco accessories. Now, the next one I've got here is the little ornamental jewel. Now this is a replica of the hubcap. Now I know this one isn't good. I've got a couple, but this one isn't great. Now I'm a firm believer that any good picker buys something when it becomes available. And these popped up and I was able to jump on them. Now they're just, you know, they've got little lugs on the back. You'd make a template and drill holes to the template and then slide the ornamental jewel on the desired part. And they talk about the rear guards, the tailgate for a ute or a panel van, the dash, for instance. So they're fine. All of the things that I've shown you so far are good for a sedan, a ute, and a panel van, and they're all genuine. So, you know, it's, you know, Nasco front to back. So as far as the ornamental jewel is concerned, it's a case of, it says, beautifully styled and easy to fit to many positions on Holden body in chrome, red and black, part number M31727, and it's 14 shillings and 6pence. Now they came in a little plastic box. It's a little bit like an engagement ring, really. So yeah, it was a flat blue bottom of the box and a clear lid. So, you know, they were making it attractive to leave on the the counter at the dealers, so that people could come in when they're buying whatever for their car, or it's Christmas, people are going away, so you want to come in and book in a service or buy a set of spark plugs and radiator fan and fan belts and so on. And it'll be a case then of people see the nice little knick-knack thing there and go, oh, I'm going to have me one of those. So you can have one of them for the princely sum of 14 and 6 in the old money. So that's fine. Now the next thing is the glove compartment lamp. So I've done a little bit of work on this one. Subscribers may remember I pulled this out a few episodes ago, and it was really, really ratty. Now I bought this off a fellow in Bundaberg, who'd had his car stolen, and so he was having a court case to get it all back and everything like that. So I've bought this because I've only ever seen one real one, and this is it. So it matches the little illustration perfectly, and the other illustrations that I've seen. But the glove compartment lamp, it says lights automatically when door of compartment is opened, provides ample illumination, a boon to any motorist. Part number is 740-5405, and it's 8 shillings. So what I've done is, when I've put it together, I've obviously put shrink wrap on this here, so it's all insulated, and I've put a joiner on, and I've also put more length on it than what it really needs, because I would prefer to have too much than too little. And I've also put an inline fuse on there, and I've made this so that we can attach to the power source behind the ignition switch. So that's what I've done with the soldering there and so on. But yeah, if I'm putting an appliance on there, I always like to have a little inline fuse, so that's fine. Now we've got 2 more things very quickly to go, otherwise we're going to run out of time. The I won't do the venties because the venties are on the car. We'll talk about the venties another time. But there is the anti-glare mask. Now this is a great little accessory to have. It just stops the high beam from the car behind you shining into the driver's eyes. So this says, now let me give you a little secret. They came in blue. I've gone out and changed mine because I like red. So it says here, blue plastic mask clips on mirror. There's your clips there and there. Just flick down to stop dangerous dazzle from following headlights. 3 sizes to suit all mirrors. And it's 12 and 6. So 12 shillings and 6 pence. So, that's the anti-glare lens. And it doesn't have a part number attached to it. But anyway, that's the other piece. Yeah, look, these, I would recommend the accessory booklets. They're the monthly newsletter, really. If people pick them up at a swap meet or wherever, they're online for about $25 each, if you can get them at that. Or if people are stuck, you can reach out to me. But yeah, look, there's plenty of great information, and look at the illustrations that's in there. Colour-wise from the 1950s. I mean, this is just fantastic. But anyway, look, that just gives you a quick hit for some clips and tips from FJ Holden Jive Talking for Nasco accessories under £1. So I hope that was of some help and a bit of information, and I look forward to seeing you in our next episode. Thank you.